Hello families, this is Andy Farsing and I'm coming to give you just a kind of an important special update announcement coming out in this week's parent newsletter. I need your help. I need your help with a few things. So that's the purpose of this message here. Being new to the school, one of the things that I've wanted to do was reset some expectations as it relates to just simply the ebb and flow of the school day, as well as what it is that our teachers are doing to teach, what our students are doing to learn, and really the accountability and high expectation that we have of every Cavalier in this building. It's consistent with our Purcell Marion 90-year history. And so with that, I'd like to share a few things that are very important. Some are not changes, they're just a reassertion of what we need and expect of our students and families every day at Purcell Marion High School. Certainly there's more, but this is a list that I just want to talk about that it relates to the day-to-day process here at Purcell Marion. And ahead of time, I thank you for your willingness to reinforce these expectations for all students and all families as we go through the school year. First of all, our main office. The main office opens at about 7:20 every single morning. So if a student or if you as a parent need anything, we open at 7:20, and Miss Spencer will be right there with a smiling face to greet you and help you with anything that it is that you need. We do ask that every student is present and in their first period classroom by 7:45. Right now, and I know it's early in the school year, there's just simply too many tardies. So the expectation is simple, and that it's all students are ready to be in their first period class, ready to learn by 7:45. So parents, if you're dropping your students off, we need to shoot for 7:40 so that they have enough time to get into their locker and to their first bell by 7:45. We have reset the consequences for numbers of tardies, and those will be communicated out to you from Mr. Tobin in the near future. If a student is tardy, the expectation is that they check in with Miss Winfrey in the front office there to get a tardy slip and report to class. But again, my hope is that that's something that we're eliminating. During the school day, it's very important that we maximize every minute of the school day to ensure learning. If you've talked to your student already, you've learned about the importance of the do now. That means when a student walks into the class, instead of wasting the first few minutes of classroom time, they're getting down to work and the teacher's taking attendance while the students are getting down to work. We do that because if we lost a couple minutes of every bell every day, that's the same thing over the span of a year of missing up to 2 weeks of classroom instruction. So in that same spirit, here's what I'm asking of you. Please don't text your families during the day. Please don't ask to have your students called down in the middle of the day. If you have to make a doctor's appointment, the preference would be to do it after school. Now I do realize sometimes that's a very difficult thing to do, so certainly exceptions can be made. But what I'm asking you is if you have the opportunity to choose a time for a doctor's appointment, please choose it after school hours if at all possible. If you need to get in touch with your student during the day, please call the main office. We will relay the message. It's very important that I have all students focused and learning in each single classroom. So thank you very much for that. Now here's a big one. A lot of families are dropping off lunches for their students throughout the course of the school day, and then asking either for their student to be called down to the office to give it to them, or asking, can we get the lunch to the student? So here's what I'm asking of you families. If your student forgets their lunch for the day, we have something for them, right? So if they don't have a lunch or they don't have money to purchase their lunch for the day, we do have peanut butter and jelly sandwiches and fruit every day for students who need it. So if you accidentally forgot for the day, that is available. I can tell you every single day when I was in high school, I packed my lunch and it was a peanut butter and jelly, some kind of fruit, and if I was lucky, I got some chips. So we will not let your student go hungry. So my ask is this again. Please don't bring in the lunches during the school day. It is a disruption, okay? Put the accountability on your student to have them remember it in the morning. And definitely, let's not bring in McDonald's and Wendy's and White Castle and all the other things throughout the course of the school day. It does two things. Again, it's a disruption when we're bringing that in for lunch, and it's also something that one student would have and another student would have. And it also creates a smell that distracts students certainly at times in and around the hallways. But the purpose of these, again, are to make sure we're doing what it is that we're promising you we're doing. That your students are getting the absolute best, top quality education, formed in the gospel values and in the tradition of the Marianists and the Sisters of Charity, and that we are together a diverse community learning from one another. So, thank you very much for your attention to these very important details. They do matter to us. They do matter to creating a healthy school culture. And from one Cavalier to another, thank you for your patience and your participation and your excitement for this school year. And together, onward Cavaliers.